Okay guys, I hope this doesn't stuff out again. Because I got the laptop and I'm just sick and tired of waiting. I got the laptop and now they didn't give me a battery, so I can do all these things, but for some reason it's struggling with the internet, so I just wanted to get it done, Laptop's over here. Got the charger and everything. It says that it connects to the Wi-Fi, but then I go to jump on the Wi-Fi and nothing happens. I've messaged the guy about it. So I'm just going to have to get a battery. The smallest chapters. Chapter 7 and Chapter 8. Chapter 7, using it as a strength. Living as an Aspie. Chapter 7, using it as a strength. Now, the reason why I have mentioned my eating habits and other routines in previous paragraphs is to promote our lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle. Just like there are pros and cons to everything, there's also pros and cons to this specific neurological wiring of the brain. I'm going to start the chapter off by naming some cons and pros behind being born with this neurological wiring, how they can play out in your life, and how you can capitalize on each strength with the utmost results, and how you can minimize to the smallest fraction possible the negative consequences of the cons. Yeah, that's good. So let's start off by naming the pros and cons, and then we will talk about how they can have an effect, and then what can be done by maximizing your strengths and minimizing your weaknesses, and how to minimize them. So let's go. The pros. Not easily persuaded to change one's lifestyle. Not easily persuaded to change one's perspective. Open-minded. Empathetic, compassionate, understanding, trusting. Have the propensity to become obsessed with a select few hobbies, which often can translate into a career or two. Propensity to be very hardworking. Propensity to be a servant. The ability to put other people's needs ahead of your own in genuine friendships and in genuine loving relationships. Ability to solve hands-on problems with a hands-on novel solution. Creative, artistic, a strong imagination, propensity to be musical. Also, a loyal friend, amongst others. Now that I have mentioned some of the pros, here are some of the cons. Strong resistance to change one's lifestyle, even when change is needed. Strong resistance towards changing one's perspective, even when change is needed. Sometimes can be indecisive. Can be empathic towards those who haven't earned empathy nor deserve empathy. Can be compassionate towards people who are not compassionate towards you and other people towards them. Can be understanding and trusting towards the wrong people. Can become obsessed with a select few hobbies. Can become obsessed with a select few hobbies, and so therefore may not have a wide range of topics to talk about. Can and will be treated like a doormat if you serve the wrong people. May put the wrong people's wants ahead of your own needs. Always put yourself first. I come first and foremost in my life. Could possibly end up spending days, weeks, months, or possibly even years and decades on solving the problems of people who turn out to be your enemies. And it can be easy to lose focus and drift off. So you should take natural remedies that help you focus and maintain focus. These are some ways that the pros can affect your life or the life of your autistic loved one. The pro of not easily being persuaded to change one's lifestyle means that you have strong habits. So if you find out what your talents, skills, and purpose is, then you can maintain those strong habits that will further develop your talents, your skills, and your purpose. Live this way forever. The pro of not easily changing your perspective. If a man or a woman stands for nothing, then they will fall for anything. When you have a select few hobbies, you tend to become phenomenal at them. If you are very hardworking, then that ties into your hobbies and other things as well. Also, it's good to serve the right people. This book is a service to you. The ability to put other people's needs ahead of your own in genuine friendships and in genuine loving relationships is a gifting, because they will do the exact same thing for you. And if they don't, then cut them off, because they're not your friends and they're not your family, even if there is a blood connection. And no contact is forever. Ability to solve hands-on problems with a hands-on novel solution. That's always good, if not great, for your confidence. Being creative, artistic, having a strong imagination is what makes me a great author, songwriter, music producer, and amongst other things. Well, I've got to save up, because I do it, but, this whole thing here, you got to think of the environment for it. The negative consequences of the cons, if go unchecked, one are as followed. Strong resistance to change of a lifestyle when needed will obviously hold you back, keep you from improving, and keep you stuck where you're at. Strong resistance to the changing of your perspective when you need be will also hold you back. Being indecisive will keep you out of any influential position, and your will not ever come to pass. If you're empathetic and compassionate towards those who are unworthy or haven't earned your empathy or compassion, if you're trusting towards the wrong people, there is unspeakable amounts of evils that could possibly happen to you in your life, including those around you. There is no reason whatsoever to be understanding and trusting towards the wrong people. People get sick of hearing about the same few topics all the time. Plus, you should generally put your needs first and foremost. But sometimes it's good to put the needs of those who have proven their loyalty to you as a friend, relative, or lover. But never to anyone who hasn't. You are not anyone's doormat. Don't let anyone treat you like one. Keep your focus and maintain your focus on yourself. So that's the pros and cons of both the strengths and weaknesses of the pros and cons and how to deal with them. Thank you very much for listening. Good night. Let's check this. One more chapter to go. This one's the same length. Chapter 8. Living as an Aspie. Chapter 8. Breaking Barriers. Last chapter. Love and romantic relationships. Okay guys, this is going to be quick. As I've spoken about my love life and overcoming the odds, one of the other 3 books I will be releasing this year, maybe. Us high functioning autistics are known for focusing on select few things and smashing those select few things out the park. These 4 audiobooks, got 6, and I put 3 of them for free. One are Living as an Aspie, Rebellion Against the Body, and Why God Allows Autism. And the other 3 is, Overcoming the Odds. I'm not sure if I'll put that out. It's got people's names and everything like that. Not scared, I just don't want to give them credit, and whatever. And then there's A Man's Man, and then Millennials, the generation who focus on self-awareness. So these 4 ebooks, 6, are focused around healing my past. Well, 3 of them are. As I always used to stand up for myself, but going no contact and everything that has happened has caused me to see things much more clearly. It's also been a time of rapid growth and transformation. These 6 ebooks have also been centered around me speaking my truth, the truth which can hopefully be a blessing and a great help to an endless amount of people. I want to help as many people as possible. Also, anyway, it may and already has opened up many other kettles of worms that are getting rid of the worms that other people put there and are replacing it with good, clean, healthy water. Because they may have totally different stories in their lives that contradict these ones, because they were in the opposite position, and it was someone that is in my position now or has been in the positions I've been in the past that was abusing them. You see, when you are in your hardest of times and when you are in your best of times, your true character comes out. And if you are always being your true self, then it will become 10 times or maybe even 100 times more profound. The only reason why I have maintained the same... I was going to do this in a recording booth, so I'll just read it. I haven't maintained the same speed of speaking. The only reason why I have maintained the same speed of speaking throughout this book is because if you have paid for this book, you guys are getting it for free, you deserve quality, which means clarity as well as listening time. So we struggle with love and romantic relationships because we struggle to express our feelings and our emotions through our facial expressions and body language. We also struggle to read the facial expressions and body language of other people. However, because we care about ourselves and those around us, we continually strive and progress in the direction of these things. Anyway, this will be the last book that will be focused upon the past. Well, last book I've written, but there's, other ones. A year from now, maybe even sooner than that, there will be more books coming out that are based upon other things. I wrote Overcoming the Odds back in 2020, and I wrote Millennials, the generation that focused on self-awareness this year, 2022, and finished it between 2 and 3 weeks ago. I write when I am inspired to write, but I tend to pick up the pace and not just write on the weekend when I am near the end of the book. And I haven't been going to training due to finishing up my fines and now saving up for a car. So it's been a perfect time for my writing. The other book, A Man's Man, was started about a decade ago, but I am going to finish it off after I finish this book. No. Maybe either this one or Why God Allows Autism. Just to have another book full of nuggets for all those it may benefit. All of my promotional intentions will be centered around this one. But it says here, Millennials, the generation focused on self-awareness. Living as an Aspie and a man's man. Overcoming the Odds is just there to put it out there for anyone who wants to dig up my past. That way, there will be nothing left for my haters to use. I have hurt a select few people in the past as a result of them, as a reaction for what they had done to me. And these select few people had already done these things to me. And I forgave them. Now we are parted. But we parted on good terms, meaning like don't want vengeance on each other. Not friends, but we don't want vengeance on each other. So. And we have been parted for years. Their names are not mentioned in the book. I've given them alternative names, well, not when I initially wrote it, so that no one knows who they are. However, all of the promotional intention will be centered around millennials, generation who focused upon self-awareness. Maybe not, actually. Living as an Aspie, yep. And a man's man, maybe. I'll also be releasing and putting the high majority of my musical promotion into both the Pathway to Healing Part 1 and the Pathway to Healing Part 2. which were both written in 2022, and there will be minimal promotional focus around Adolescent Diaries Volume 1, which is 24 tracks that I wrote as a teen and a young adult. I haven't been in a relationship for 5 years, 6 years if I am still single at the end of 2022. But I now have my own studio apartment, have been no contact from my toxic relatives group for over 2 years, live in a different region, and I'm not afraid to put my writings out there on the internet for others to see. My confidence is much, much bigger than 5 years ago, and I hear 3 or 4 women have commented me about my level of confidence within the past few months, so I think it's only a matter of time until I find romantic female love. I hope that all of you are in loving relationships and have a loving family or a loving family of your own. And if not, then I hope you guys get these things very, very soon. God bless you all. Good night. And that's the end of this book. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.